I have a question for all of you. You at home? That sounds really like daytime telly, doesn't it? All of you at home. I'm not doing daytime.
Phil and Holly.
A question. Any idea what the most popular car review on electrifying.com was during 2022?
Ooh.
And do feel free to join in at this point. You've got about 2 seconds to write your guess.
It's got to
in
be
the
a
comments
Tesla,
below.
I reckon, because they're always popular.
Tesla.
How many did we go to Tesla comparison?
MG4.
Not talking about videos. I'm talking about individual reviews.
Something to do with the MG4, probably.
I'll go with a Tesla.
Okay.
No. Well, you're kind of a bit right and a bit wrong.
How can I be? That's the least accurate
Because it was the
description.
MG5,
Or was it?
followed by the Tesla Model 3, followed by the Kia EV6, followed by the Hyundai Ioniq 5. So they are our four most popular cars that people come and want to find out more about. Interesting, hey? There you go. That was it. That's all I have for you.
Did you get it right? Let us know in the comments if you did.
Do.
Have a cookie. Okay, well, let's instead of look back, because this is all about looking forward to the wonderful cars of 2023. Because, well, we really want to give you the most comprehensive guide to what is coming up. And there's some really exciting things.
But before we get started, please do remember to switch on your notifications so that you know when our new videos have dropped. It's like magic and it's really good, and there's loads of good stuff coming your way in 2023. Okay, who's kicking off?
I am going to kick off, and I'm going to go with Kia. A Kia, in fact.
Surprise, surprise, you like Kias.
We all like Kia.
Everybody listen, we really do like Kias. Did you know that Kia outsold both BMW and Toyota in the UK in 2022? I know,
Really?
right? Yeah.
What put together?
No, individual. You know, like they outsold BMW and then they outsold Toyota. They're hot on the heels of Audi. I mean, this is remarkable stuff. Yes.
Where are you getting your facts from?
I sit there and I don't go out
She
enough.
counts them all.
And I literally count stats on Sunday nights. I know.
That is amazing, though, how Kia has completely revolutionised its brand.
The biggest brand
turned
glow
itself
up
around,
in the
hasn't it?
world.
Glow, it is. I love that. It's
That
a
is a
brand
good
glow
word.
up. Anyway, so the car I'm really excited about from them this year is the Kia EV9. We saw the concept car properly, and actually, what we are going to see in not so long, a few weeks, maybe a month or so, is
soon.
going to see a production version.
Brilliant.
But isn't it massive? I just keep thinking it's big.
I'm just excited to find out if the solar panel is going to be on the bonnet or not. Because I think that's
that was
I
quite
can't
cool.
tell you.
I love
can't
that
tell
idea.
you.
I just think it look. I'm sort of sick of having big, massive SUVs again.
Don't you love big SUVs?
Yeah, but only when I'm really far off road and I need
I know, but
chunky.
to be fair to Kia, they do have the Niro at the other end of the scale, so it's not like they're only doing the big cars.
But how big is it?
Well, it's funny you say that because yes, it's big. It's sort of slightly bigger than the Sorento.
Okay,
in
so
the
that's their
UK.
sort of slightly bigger SUV.
Yeah, but it's not as big as their biggest car that they sell in the US, the Telluride. So it's
But that's the size of a house.
It's okay. It's all right.
And quite
What
a big
about
house.
range? So is it big? Is that going to affect the range because it's heavier?
Yeah, it's going to have that same 77.4 kilowatt hour battery that we get in the EV6.
EV6 style,
It'll have the same dual and twin motor sort of range that we get. Range will be less though because it's obviously going to be a bit heavier and chunkier.
More useful though.
Absolutely useful, and I think pricing is going to be not too scary either on it.
Well,
I
that's
think it's
good.
going to start with a 5.
That's
Wow.
really
I
good.
know, but when you think, for me, this is what Land Rover should be doing. You know, it's kind of going to.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not affordable in basic terms, but in terms of the market, it's a
in
good
terms of its
pricing
sector.
strategy.
And this is going to be a really well-built car. We know they build cars well. We know they do good interiors, and we know
Great
that
charging.
Great charging. It's going to have that really fast 800-volt charging architecture.
So-
Anyway, so that's what I'm starting.
So
off
will
with.
it be
Good
the
call.
most popular video of 2023?
Oh, and the
That's
most
a
popular
question.
review. That's the one. Well, we will just come back next New Year's Day and let you know.
Review. Okay, well, I am going to keep it a bit real here.
Yeah?
And go for something
makes a change.
a bit more usable. The Fiat Panda.
I love it.
Yeah, who doesn't love the old Fiat
Nice.
Panda?
It's gonna be brilliant.
Originally on the market in 1980, which is quite a while ago.
I was 4 years old.
Were you?
I
Were you
was-
born then, Nikki?
I was not born.
Could really
So
go off
anyway.
some people.
Like really good.
But I really like how they've kind of reworked this design, actually. I mean, although it is obviously, it's a It's an old design, but they have reinvented it.
Yeah.
And they have basically made it into this kind of like mini SUV built for the city. It kind of looks off-road, but it's cool. And it's got some really nice things to it as well.
I'm looking at it now.
You know the blocky shape though?
Yeah.
It actually really works in a city car because you can see the edges of it. So when you're parking and stuff, it's not like you get things dropping away from you. It makes it a lot easier
that
to use
help
in a
you with
city.
your parking?
It really does.
Wookie doesn't
Well,
do parallel parking
don't do
because he lives in the
parallel
country
parking.
and has a big driveway.
I don't need to parallel park.
Out of a good parking person,
Are they going to do 2 motors and 4-wheel drive like the Panda 4x4? So people from ski resorts can
I
have
do
them.
not know.
That's one of the best cars in the world is a
And
Panda 4x4.
They haven't been that granular yet, I don't think, have
No.
they?
Oh, I can tell you what they will be doing though, is this sort of plug and play idea. So instead of having its own inbuilt, digital display, huge screen, you can just plug in your phone and use that.
It's a great
Which
idea.
is simple, it brings the cost down.
And
I
we
hope
all
it gets
carry-
that. I really do, because that was a
Yeah.
great thing from the concept where you could
Yeah.
just kind of choose
And you can
what
add little
want.
other bits
Yeah.
in.
Good
But
choice.
we all carry updated sat-navs with us all times, don't we? We don't need those sat-navs that go out of date really quickly. It drives me insane.
Go on, Wooks. What's your first choice?
It's the Lotus Electra.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how to say this. Is it Electra? Or is it
Electra.
Or is it Electra? Electra?
I think it depends where you come from, to be honest.
I don't think you can possibly call it
Lotus
the
Electra.
Electra, like you have some kind of weird French accent.
I
It's not
love
a
the French
thing.
accent. There's an interesting thing about this, though.
Yeah.
It's Lotus's first ever real SUV, first sort of big electric SUV thing. It's got quite a big battery. Even the basic versions have 100 kilowatt hour batteries,
Nice.
which is not
How cheap?
inconsiderate. I know.
I mean, that
so
sounds
Lotus
expensive.
lightweight.
Yeah.
That
100
battery is not
100
lightweight.
kilowatt
So
hour.
how's that going to work?
Well, this is the big thing. I've heard rumours that they are struggling to keep the weight down.
How
It's got
fast?
600 horsepower.
Okay.
Which it needs because it's fat.
Nice.
And will sort of get from 0 to 62 in 3.3 seconds. But I've got
Very
slightly
nice.
less impressed with all of that. You still love it.
I do.
But
Well,
I'm
I'm
like,
waiting for there's like another really fast version, the R model. It's
yeah,
got
there is.
893 brake horsepower.
But at what point does that trick become making electric cars super powerful become less? You don't care, do you?
Why would you not want to buy the fastest one?
Well, I want the one that does 373 miles of range. But I also want the one that feels like a Lotus. And I'm not sure a big SUV with a 100 kilowatt hour battery is ever going to feel like a Lotus.
gonna
I
be
think it's
very
going to feel like a
interesting.
car that's going to make money for Lotus. Possibly. And if that develops something like, wouldn't you love
But a
an
big
Elise
SUV
with a
seems
little
to
battery?
be the way that a lot of the supercar companies are going. They're all bringing out their
they
own
are.
big SUV. It's
They
just
really are.
Big electric
It's
SUVs
got
are the
to be
way
done.
that they can make money and hide the weight of the batteries.
But does that mean that we get an Elise eventually with a little battery that
hope
does
so.
really little and sporty?
You know, where's the Jaguar F-Type with a little kind, small,
Yeah.
sporty?
It's
Where
way
are
too-
all the small, sporty electric
Waiting-
cars?
waiting for solid-state
where's
batteries.
where's the electric MX-5?
Solid
Now
state
we're
batteries.
talking.
It's solid state batteries. We need to invent the solid state battery that works. If we could just do that here at this kitchen table and invent a battery that's 40% lighter with 40% more energy density, we would clean up. So let's do that.
I don't
Hold the line.
want to
off
rain
we go.
on your parade, but that's not going to happen. So I'm just going to mention another car now.
Okay, go on then. What's next?
Okay, next I'm going to stick with Korean cars. The Hyundai Ioniq 6.
Is it pretty or is it the ugliest car in the world?
It is pretty. It is pretty.
Again, let's just put it to the public vote. Who likes the Ioniq 6?
It's not ugly.
Are you saying it's actually ugly, or are you just saying it's ugly compared to
really
something?
ugly.
Manos is-
Now, there's nothing
the boys
wrong with
in the
ugly.
room are all going, it's ugly. We both think it's really
because-
pretty.
So nice.
All right, and we're moving on. But in case you were wondering about it, pretty or not, it isn't a saloon, is what it is not.
It is a saloon! Oh my god! It's got 4 doors and a boot, and it's long and it's low. It's a saloon.
No, it's not.
You can't just change the names of things.
According to Hyundai, it is a streamliner.
They lie!
No, isn't a streamliner something else? What was that?
Well, it's like a Bonneville thing, isn't it?
So the streamliner.
What were those other things called? A streamliner.
The streamliner are those
Yeah.
classic cars from the 1930s.
Yeah, exactly.
And they took their design inspiration from aircraft around
Yeah,
that same
not saloon
period as
cars.
well.
Yeah.
It's just a saloon car
Anyway.
with a bendy roof.
Anyway, it is very pretty. I drove it very, very briefly when I was
Yeah, you've already
testing
driven
cars
it.
for World Car of the Year, which it is up for, and it is very, very good.
So that thing's got like loads of range because it's efficient, isn't it? So
It is.
380 miles.
I did,
or
and I
something?
really wanted to look at the efficiency on it, but it was unfair to do that because it had been basically thrashed by
Driven.
loads of journalists, one after the other, driving up a fast mountain road.
And do we know the range on that?
Do we know range?
It's 380 plus.
380 plus.
But it's quite a big car.
really good.
So I thought that was pretty good.
Didn't look big in America.
Nothing.
No, I'm just saying. But bad news if you want one, because the first UK allocation is already sold out.
And they sold out in like 2 hours.
I know. So we're going to again.
How many were there?
2,500.
Good. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Excited about that one.
And they were all like the premium thing or whatever.
Well, we'll find out who's right on that one, Wookie. Okay, next, my turn. I am going to go for the new electric Ford
Lightning.
Puma.
Oh.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? Because I see it kind of alongside the Puma Mini SUV. It's an unnamed mid-size SUV crossover.
So is this the thing that killed the Fiesta? In the kind of move to do electrified stuff.
Well, it was all
The
to
Fiesta
do with.
was going away, wasn't it?
They got rid of it to invest in electric.
It makes me sad.
But it's
No,
about
I did.
blooming
That was
time,
a
isn't it,
classic.
that they came up with another electric car.
I'm going to move on. A bit more executive. This time, instead of arguing about the Ioniq 6 being a saloon, proper saloons, the BMW i5 and also the new Audi A6.
Okay, that would be
Battle.
interesting.
But
Yeah.
A6 e-tron.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
So these are like Heartland 5-seat booted, you know, that traditional like bank manager's car. i5 is basically going to be what you think it is, which is an i4 but in a bigger body with a boo. Same drivetrains, same dynamics, and I really like the way the i4 drives. I think it's really good.
it is
It's
on
like
estate.
a league of
It's
its own.
really, really
isn't
good.
it?
And it's also really efficient, which is the thing that kills it for me. It just gets really good. But they can put all of those different sort of drivetrains in the same body. So they can have four-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. They can have a really, really fast one. They can have a sort of slightly slower or more efficient one. There's loads and loads of things. More than 300-mile range. So it's going to be one of those cars that it might be a little bit kind of, not a boring choice, but it's a very solid choice all the way through. Great charging, great space. And then on the flip side of that, it's interesting to us because there'll be a new Audi A6.
Nice.
Same thing, but e-tron. So again, they'll stick in all the different platforms.
How efficient do we think that'll be in terms of the...
Well, Audi seems to have realised that, you know, the original e-tron, the SUV, it was bobbins
bad,
of efficiency.
exactly.
So the A6 has taken all of that kind of criticism, made it really efficient,
Good.
trying to work it up.
Good.
But the really interesting thing is they are both doing wagon versions. And
That
they're
just
both...
fills my heart with joy. But
There's
can we
gonna
not
be-
call them wagons? Can we call them estates?
Well, no.
Very
Estate
American.
cars. You are?
Well,
Wagon.
I was just being cool.
Okay.
But there's going to be
down with
wagons, estates, sorry. It's
okay.
going to be estates, and they will have four-wheel drive, two-motor versions of both.
Oh, really nice.
I'm
Okay.
really
Getting
excited.
really into my
Yeah.
ballpark
There's
there.
so many choices coming next year again.
There
Lots
are.
of exciting options.
And I'm going to throw another car into the mix
Okay.
that we talked about last year because it didn't quite make it to our shores, Fisker Ocean.
Oh, it's been coming forever.
I know it's been coming forever. However, they have officially now started production at Magnuson in Austria. In a carbon neutral factory, of course, because it's going to be apparently the most sustainable car ever built. See how all that stacks up when we actually see it. Apparently, we will be driving it at some point this year.
Who gets the first ones then? Is it all going to North America?
I do not know the answer to that
Before it
question.
comes to
actually.
Europe.
Yeah, I don't know where. I don't know how they're splitting the allocations, but they've sold. They've got over 63,000 orders, and I know they had a healthy amount of orders from Europe as well, especially from the UK.
Yeah.
UK and Germany were its two biggest markets here.
That doesn't
So
surprise
you
me.
would think that if it's built in Austria, it makes sense that we would get them quite early on.
Yeah,
but
I would think
there's
so.
no dates on it yet, but I am quite excited about
Yeah,
that.
that'll be a great
It looks great.
test drive.
Any car that has, or vehicle that has a dog window gets my vote, basically.
Aww, a little window.
Just for dogs.
Just for Ziggy.
Or Wookiees.
Yes.
What?
What are your dogs
Nothing. Or Wookiee.
I've only got one. It's called Frankenstein.
called? I didn't know that your dog was called Frankenstein.
Yeah, my dog's called Frankenstein.
Ziggy's
He's also the best
Frankenstein.
dog in the world.
No, it's not. Ziggy's the best dog in the
They're
world.
both equally lovely. So I am going to now talk about two cars, which is quite remarkable that I can't believe they're basically getting a facelift already. Any guesses?
Mini.
Damn it. Yeah, the Mini Electric.
Nailed it.
And the VW ID3.
The ID3's
Yes, it's all ready for a new version.
I remember that being revealed.
No, it's been out for 10 years.
it was 2019.
Yeah, but did it get here in 2019?
No,
Did
it
we get
arrived
it?
during the pandemic.
So 2020, 21.
It was shown at because I was there, it was shown at Frankfurt.
Is that
No,
getting a
it's showing in
facelift there?
2019?
Or is
Yeah,
it
I mean,
new?
so-
Or is it just getting decent tech?
So
That's
we've
what
got
it
some really
means.
good tech. Okay, so the ID3 is going to have a new 12-inch screen, and I think there was quite a lot of customer feedback over the materials used inside and the quality.
You two,
from us,
maybe. It's like-
And actually, they listened, which is nice.
Specifically to
hear.
you two.
Yeah. And that's been improved. So I'm looking forward to testing that out. And also, there's a lovely new addition of a pair of cup holders.
Again,
and-
things that these two very much complained about.
and
We've just got a hotline to VW,
Yeah, yeah.
haven't we? Like, it's
To the
just not good
designer.
enough.
So-
Yeah, cup holders we need, that infotainment system.
Well, you're going to love this as well. There's also a removable luggage floor.
Yeah,
You know, but useful. I actually love that.
there are two things that I know about this. One is there is a rumour going around. You know, I hate the haptic buttons
Oh yeah.
with a passion.
They're awful, aren't they?
And they're in the Cupra Born, they're in the
Awful.
ID3, they're in all of the ID models.
Really
They're going to put the buttons back.
That would be great.
Yeah!
It's absolutely rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah,
That haptic stuff.
hate it.
Really bad.
And
that-
especially when they're not haptic. They're
Yeah,
like
but-
supposed to be haptic,
And
and,
they're
they
not.
don't actually.
And
Well,
they just
don't-
call
they
them
just don't,
haptic.
yeah.
And the other thing that's coming with that car is something that I found really convenient, but it's not around much, is plug and charge.
Plug and charge. So good.
Just so good. So that
Yeah, I
means,
mean,
you know,
that-
if you ever used it,
For the
Oh, the
uninitiated,
joy.
Really
what,
good.
how does plug and charge work?
So basically, the car will automatically authorise payment when you are going to a certain public charger. Like
just
how amazing is that?
literally
You
plug.
literally plug and charge, and it pays for it through
you
an
get one
amazing
bill.
system, and you don't need to worry about it.
what's the
Talk
Mini
about
getting?
Mini.
Yeah, what's
Okay,
going
so
on
this
with
is going to
Mini?
be the 4th generation car. To be fair, it actually looks quite similar to the current car at the front.
sad.
The rear, however, looks quite different.
it?
Sad? What,
I
you
think
don't like the
Minis, no, I
front?
think Minis look sad. Have you not looked at Minis? They look like they've got a little
don't.
moustache that makes them look sad. Have a look.
No, they don't.
Minis look sad.
Doesn't
We
look
have
sad.
totally different opinions.
But it does have a different rear, so I don't know how that makes you feel. And there's also a new lights design.
I'm going to move things on now to a brand that I'm quietly excited about.
Chanel.
Not Chanel, no. Very
That's a
different.
different video.
It is a French brand, but it is definitely not Chanel.
Balenciaga.
Citroën.
Oh, yes. Now that's a good call.
So-
They've got some good stuff coming.
I mean, they haven't been remarkable so far, really. And then
they've
suddenly,
been all right.
all right, yeah, but Ami appeared, which was so groundbreaking. And then they arrived this year with Ollie. I mean, that thing is just incredible.
Not real.
It is real. It is I have spoken at length with their design team. There is nothing on that whole concept that will not make it into production, and that is what's exciting
That's
for me.
quite exciting.
It's the fact that, you know, this is a car which is super, super lightweight, despite the fact that it's about the same size as an ID3 or a Vauxhall Mocha.
Cardboard, isn't it?
Parts of it are made of corrugated reinforced cardboard, which again is going to find itself into production
Like
cars.
the 2CV.
It's just a clever
Yeah,
thing.
really clever.
But rather than looking back to their heritage, they're really taking some of those old things that they were great about doing, lightweight cars, thinking about sustainability. They're really putting their money where their mouth is, and we gave them a Green Hero Award for the Ollie. So the first of the ideas from the Ollie are those very cool kind of mesh seats. And they are apparently going to be on the new C3, which is going to come.
Super lightweight, but they're
Super
supposed to be
light-
comfy
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Listen, I think from talking to their design team, they were you could feel that they're excited about the cars that are coming.
That's good.
So I think that they are really one to watch in this whole switch to electrification. So the C3
Yeah,
is
that's
the
the
car
new
that
one.
I'm quite excited about,
I just think if they have the courage of their convictions
which I think they do have.
and do what they say they're going to do, I
Yeah.
think they could be really interesting.
But look, anyone that can bring the Ami to market, goodness me, I mean, they have got courage, haven't they, to do that? And the same with Ollie. So
It's harder to do with a more expensive car, though. The Ami is a quadricycle. It's kind of a low.
How many Ami do they actually sell?
Not very. I don't know the exact figure, but not very many. The thing is, the Ami's a really good PR.
But I know for a fact they are selling more than the allocations here in the UK.
That's
You know,
interesting.
they are selling.
What's a
there is-
pizza
there is-
delivery company?
There is No, it's interesting. I was talking to Citroën about this, and one of the first customers was an older lady, like an elderly lady who just wanted a little run around.
Who wanted a bigger car, but she thought it was just far away. Anyway, I'm going to keep it with French companies.
What's the final one, I think, because we have been talking for far too long.
One of my favourites. I used to have one of these when I was a child. Well, I say child, 18-year-old. No, a Renault 5. Basically, it's a front-wheel drive car, one motor, all very sort of city car-ish. Just feels really quite fresh. Renault's really good at small cars. And we love the Megane E-Tech electric. So there's lots of things that make you think it's going to be really fun. There's going to be an Alpine version. So the lower powered one is just a city car with slightly bigger range. The Alpine is going to take the motor and the front-wheel drive stuff out of the E-Tech electric with 215 horsepower and put it in a little body. So there's going to be like a fast Alpine Renault 5, which I'm like...
Very cool.
Brilliant.
Okay, so have you put your name on the list?
I would do. They're going to be quite expensive. And then there'll be like a little SUV Renault 4 as well.
Expensive? How expensive?
Not hugely expensive.
In line with
I
what?
suspect it will be sort of 30 grand.
They're saying that it will be around a third less than the Zoe, apparently. They've gone on record.
But the Zoes are quite expensive.
But still, at least prices are
coming down.
Yeah, they are.
Because that's what we were saying, finally we need to get some more cars added to our list of cars under 30 grand.
Well, there are 3. As we're recording this,
Crazy.
there are currently 3 that you can buy for under £30,000. The Nissan Leaf.
Okay.
The Nissan Leaf, the MG4.
The Fiat 500.
No, the Mini Electric.
It's cheaper than the Fiat 500.
Cheaper than the Fiat 500 now because the Fiat have got rid of that smaller batteried version.
Yes,
of
course.
You did that one.
And it's taken a massive leap. It's now £30,600 and something pounds.
I did not realise that.
Absolutely. So, and then you can get the MG ZS, but you can't actually get one because there's a massive waiting list. So anything that brings more affordable cars is a good thing.
I'll tell you what, that's a lot to look forward to.
So much to get excited about, isn't there?
Yes.
So if you had to make your top choice, not quite sure what the criteria is for your top choice, but what are you most looking forward to test driving?
I really like the idea of your Panda. But then I like the Renault 5, so they're kind of the similar size. I like the idea of little, sort of interesting, like super minis. I think they'd be really good.
Such a difficult one. It is a difficult one, but I
one with
think
1,000 horsepower.
I'm going to go for the Ioniq 6, mainly just because I want to prove Wookie wrong.
Because it is really pretty.
Looks like someone melted it.
I'm excited about the EV9, but I'm not going to go for that because I think the car that actually...
Fisker Ocean for you.
No,
You've been
no,
obsessed with
no,
that car for
I thought you were
years.
gonna
No,
Fisker.
I'm actually excited to see the Citroën C3 because I think we do need more cool, affordable cars. And I just want to see what they've done with that, and I'm really intrigued by it. And I think
anything to do with the fact that the Citroën Ollie video that you did was the highest watched thing we've ever done.
nothing to do with that.
I think it is.
I just think let's get some more affordable cars out, electric cars out there. Then more. At the moment, you have to have a degree of affluence to get into an electric car, and we want more people to be able to drive them. So, on that note,
there you go. Well, do you agree with what we've been saying? Have we missed one off? Quite possibly. Who knows? It's the start of the year. We're all really suffering from the Christmas hangover still. Do let us know in the comments below what you think and also what your favourite car for 2023 will be. Thank you so much for watching. And remember to click subscribe if you haven't done already and put those notifications on.